I'm Anna Biavati Smith, Specialist Speech and Language Therapist. Welcome to today's video regarding selective mutism. I have been doing a lot of research about senses because really, our children with selective mutism are very anxious, and when we're anxious, that has a huge effect on many parts of our body. So for example, they start sweating, or they go very cold, or some of them apparently they say that they kind of hear a strange noise in their ear, and that's all part because the amygdala, which is a part of the brain that stimulates and regulates how we feel, constantly brings up images, sounds, smells, and actually many children with anxiety and difficulties, and with difficulties in terms of communication, outside, like children with selective mutism, they are defined as hypersensitive. So they don't like really loud noises, or they like to touch specific materials. They're quite fussy eaters. I'm not suggesting that they're all like that, but certainly my caseload is something that I often ask. So, if you think about the primitive man, the caveman, all his senses, were really high because he had to protect himself. He had to, look if the dinosaurs or any other, lions were around, and he had to, super hearing in order to hear any movement, and he would smell everything. And that was really to protect himself, but also, it's kind of going, am I in danger? Now, in the world where we live, are we in danger? Of course we are, we can be. But then what happens? We have our amygdala that also tells us, don't worry about it, you're okay. But children with selective mutism feel anxious a lot of the time. So let's talk about something really practical. So when I go and see the children that I'm working with, really to understand what can help them to feel more relaxed, especially when they're at school, when their mummies and daddies are not around. We have this box, and I love boxes, where I have a lot of little things, and there is no right or wrong answer. It's really just to find out what they like and what they don't like. And I've got just a shoebox, and I've got different things. So for example, I have 2 different types of sandpaper. So this one is not, it's rough, but not too rough. Then I have one which is really rough. Some children like it, some children don't like it. I've got some lovely soft tissue paper. I have some Play-Doh. I have like a glove, and it's quite rough on this side and soft on this other side. I have a piece of wood. I also have one of those makeup sponges, so it's actually really soft and kind of stretchy. I have a cuddly toy. I have some plastic. What does that feel like? Is that a feeling that you have? I have some stones, I have some shells. I also have like, a Christmas decoration, but here is quite funny to touch, and here is really, really soft. Also, I have lots of smells, so I have flowers, I have a gingerbread gel, a lavender gel, a eucalyptus oil, and some lemon. And sometimes they don't quite like to smell them, sometimes they are quite reluctant because they're hypersensitive. They don't even want to touch my things. So I just put them on a little cotton wool and they can smell them. I also have pictures of the sea, the mountains, something really soothing. So I try to touch a lot of areas, so what they can see, what they can hear, what they can smell, and what they can feel. And we create an idea of things they really like. And sometimes I'm really surprised that they come and they show me things that they like, and their mum or dad, that they are there with us, they say, oh, he loves the smell of vinegar, or he loves my perfume. Now let's have a think about how children were like when they were babies. And you know, they love the smell of the mum or the dad, or hearing the dad singing, or the mum talking, or giving them a little rub. All of those things made them calmer. Now that's nothing different to how they feel now. So what I'm suggesting, and I always suggest, is to create a little box or a little bag with things that they like. So when they're at school, when they're at nursery, especially when they're at school, so for older children, they can go back in and touch those things. So they can have, for example, a picture of their holidays, so quite small. So then I would, you know, I laminate it, or they laminate it. Or they can have maybe, you know, something to touch. And let's think about, you know, fidget spinners. That's really what it is. It's kind of to stimulate senses. Here it's quite harmless, you know, it's not quite like they make a noise. I had a little girl that gave me an idea, and she created lots of little swatches of material. So cotton, and then it was wool, and it was kind of fluffy, you know, like those blanket things. And she put it all together like in a little key ring. And in some of them, she put, you know, some smells that she liked. She went to the body shop and she got some really nice smells like vanilla, you know, chocolate. So her mum's perfume. And she said that when she was at school and she felt lonely and, you know, she felt kind of strange, that's the word that she used, she went and smelled them and felt more relaxed and ready to start her work. So another thing that I often suggest is for parents and children to have a code for reassurance. And it could be, for example, a squeeze of the hand, maybe 3 times, I love you. Or it could be a tap, I love you. Or it could be a number, 3, I love you. I use the words I love you, but it could be things like I'm hugging you. You can use any words or any phrase that you think is going to reassure your child. And as a therapist, I often encourage you to say to parents, find something that your child can benefit from in terms of reassurance, because they just need you. So when you're in front of, you know, you're in a situation whereby your child is asked a question and you're dying to answer that question, your child just needs a squeeze for you to say, I love you, I'm there. You know, you're not going to answer for them, but that's a whole lot of video. Okay, if you have any questions, pop them just here below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you later. And in fact, if you decided to use this technique, take a picture, show me. Have you got any other ideas?